Hi guys, welcome to Multiplex All-in-One channel. Today I will show you how to prepare this IoT based smart ventilator system.
Selling for been on the macho like Randy. The club will go out to the granny. These niggas pull up your bandit. The killers understand it. I got
Coming to programming and circuit diagram, this is the first circuit diagram. Actually we have three circuit diagrams. In this circuit diagram, you can see that I am using A4988 stepper motor driver. Here I am using a capacitor to remove the unwanted spikes. Here I am using 3 pots to control 3 different values, that is delay between inhale and exhale, and RPM of the motor and the pressure. Here I am using 2 power supplies. This is 2 different power supplies. One is for controlling these controllers and one is for controlling the motor. So actually it needs somewhat heavy power, so I am using separate power source. So coming to the program, this is my program. I will give this program in the description below. You can find that later. Connect the controller to the laptop. Go to tools. Change the board as Arduino Nano. Here what you have to change is, actually I am using a different nano board. Some of the nano boards support this Atmega 328P and some nano boards will support this old bootloader models. I am using old bootloader model. So I am clicking on that and trying to dump the code. Uploading program is successful. So now next what we have to do is, let's go to second circuit diagram. This is my second circuit diagram. Here also I am using Node MCU board, and this is DHT11 sensor, this is ECG sensor, waterproof temperature sensor. Here I connected a pull-up resistor because the data which is coming from the sensor is very low. The controller can't identify that data, so that here I am using a pull-up resistor here. As you can see that I did not connect ground to these three sensors. Instead of that, I am giving the ground control to different D0 and D1 pins, so that I can use a switch in Blink to control these sensors. Even I can switch it on and switch it off. Even every sensor works when it gets high supply on one pin, that is VCC pin, and low supply in ground pin. So I am controlling the low supply in the ground pin. So coming to the program, this is my program. Now what you have to do is go to browser and search for ubdots.com. Here what you have to do is create an account. If you have an account, just log in. I am creating an account. So this is my account. Now what you have to do is go to your account and search for API credentials. Here you can find the API credentials. So just copy the API code and paste it here. Connect your controller and dump the code. Go to tools, change the board as Node MCU. Node MCU 1.0. Now select the port and dump the code. And now what you have to do is go to device. Here you can find the ESP8266 controller. So click on that. Here you can find the variable name also. So this is my sample graph. Now what you have to do is go to dashboard, click on new dashboard. Here add a new widget. I'm showing line chart. I'm using line chart. Add variable. Click on ESP8266. and click on my ECG. Done. So this is my chart, and your graph something looks like this. So next what we have to do is create a new Blink account. I already have a new Blink account. Now I am creating a new project. Now give it the name as IoT Smart Ventilator System. And change the controller as NodeMCU. Now you can see that we will receive a mail. We will check it later. Now what you have to do is add the new value. And give the name as BPM. Select the refresh rate as 1 second and create another one. That is for SpO2, that is blood oxygen saturation levels, and create another value. It is for body temperature in Fahrenheit, that is virtual pin V4, and change the value as 400 and refresh it as 1 second. Now again create another value, name it as body temperature Celsius, virtual pin V3, and change the value as 105 and select the refresh rate as 1 second. Again create another value, room humidity, virtual pin V5, this is for room temperature, virtual pin V6, now add two more buttons. One is to turn on temperature sensors and one is to turn on ECG sensor. Change the values as 1 to 0 and select as switch. Similarly add one more button. This is for ECG sensor. Now next what we have to do is, now open your Gmail. You will get the token from Blink. Copy that. And paste it here. Now again dump the code. Now this ECG, body temperature and room temperature circuit is completed. Now again let me show you another circuit, that is for pulse rate, and the circuit something looks like this. Connect the circuit as per the circuit diagram. Coming to the program, this is my program, and copy paste the same Blink authorization code here also. Actually we are getting the data in single Blink account, so that's the reason I am pasting same authorization token in both the codes. After pasting that, connect the circuit to the laptop, change the board as Node MCU and dump the code. That's it. Circuit is completed, guys. So that's it for circuit and programming. Let me show you the output. Actually, I connected all the circuits in a single PCB. The output something looks like this. So here I am using a stepper motor. So actually we have several motors which we can use, that is DC motor or servo motor and this stepper motor. And this is my pipe which presses the balloon, and in the bottom section you can find a limit switch. Because the stepper motor has no feedback loop, that means the stepper motor does not know the previous shaft position, so it has to calibrate. So that's the reason at the initial stage it will try to calibrate itself. Let me show you. So it understood that it's the initial position. And this is my ECG sensor. And this is Max 30100 pulse oximeter. And this is waterproof temperature sensor. And this is DHT11 temperature and humidity sensor. And this is 0.96 inch OLED display. This is the internal circuit. This controller is used for taking data from DHT11 sensor and waterproof temperature sensor and ECG sensor. And this controller is specifically for pulse oximeter sensor and for 0.96 inch OLED display. And this controller is used for the controlling of stepper motor. Actually we can use only single node MCU board, but in my case I used two node MCU boards because I tried with the single node MCU board, but I think there is a power problem in that, because I am using so many pins. That's the reason it may take a lot more power. So that's the reason board is heating up. So that's the reason I use two controller boards. And this controller is for controlling the stepper motor. Because actually we can use node MCU also, but node MCU has only one analog pin. Actually we are using 3 potentiometers, so that's the reason we need 3 analog pins. That's the reason I am using separate Arduino Nano board. And this is stepper motor driver, that is A4988 stepper motor driver. Actually we can use this controller also, L298N, but you can see here there are four controlling pins, whereas in A4988 stepper motor driver there is only 2 control pins, that is step pin and direction pins, so we can control it more easily. And this is the power supply for all three boards, and this is the power supply for stepper motor. Here I am using a filter capacitor to filter the unwanted spikes. So let me show you physical dimensions. It is 24.5 inches. That is length. And 16.5 inches width. So this is the total setup. So here I am using 3 potentiometers to control delay between inhale and exhale. So using this part we can control the delay between inhale and exhale. This is a pressure pot. Using this part we can control the pressure. And this is RPM pot. Using this we can control the RPM of the motor. Let me show you the demonstration. Now let us decrease the RPM of the motor. And let us control the pressure pot. You can see the pressure is decreasing. And let's increase the delay. Now you can see my pulse rate and blood oxygen saturation here in this display, and as well as we can check it in our mobile. So here you can see the pulse rate and blood oxygen saturation levels. Actually it's not stable, that's the reason it's fluctuating like that. If we are stable, then values are stable. Okay, now the values are stabilizing. It may take 1 to 2 minutes. Now let's see the body temperature also. So I am turning on the body temperature. So here you can see the body temperature and room temperature. Now I will wear that. So here you can see the increase in the temperature. This is the room temperature and room humidity. This is the body temperature. It may take 2 to 3 minutes to stabilize the value. And I am turning on the ECG. Now let's check the ECG values. Apart of monitoring in laptop, we can monitor as well as in our mobile also. So this is my data.